Okay, I just wanted to show a few things here. This slider assembly right here, that is the entire bucket seat slider assembly. That's the top half that bolts to the seat and the lower half that bolts to the floor. This here is a slider mechanism off of the bucket seats, the Suburban bucket seats. And it's, again, the top half that bolts to the seat and the lower half that bolts to the floor. Down here, and here's proof of concept, I got it to work. This is the upper half of the Suburban slider mechanism with the lower half of the bench seat slider mechanism. I'll just show you here. Let me get it unlocked. It works just as well as all the other ones. So we just got a little bit of work here to do, and I'll show you how I'm going to fix a couple things. Alright, there's a couple things I had to do to get the slider out, and I'm actually going to back up here in a little bit. I'm going to show you some footage that I filmed yesterday when I was actually taking this stuff apart. But there's two rivets, and I basically, this upper portion, this is the part that bolts to the bucket seats. I didn't want to do as much drilling and grinding on this piece as I did on the same part on the bucket, if that makes sense. So let me just show you. There's a rivet here that needs to be removed. It's just like this one. Basically, I ground the head off, drilled it out, almost drilled it out completely, but once I got a lot of material out of there, I was able to just use a little brass punch and just pop it through. So I had to drill a rivet out there. Same here on the front. It's kind of in the shadow. Let me move it. This, again, this piece right here, this is the lower slider piece off of the bench seat that is now inside of the upper track piece that is part of the bucket seats. So on this one, I also had to drill out one rivet on this side. I had to completely drill this out because there's just not enough room here to get a grinder in there. But these rivets are important. Okay, they prevent the little slider balls in there. There's little slider balls that you'll see here in a minute inside this mechanism, and they're in between these areas. So these rivets act as stops so that the slider mechanism doesn't overextend. And same here on the bottom. You'll see in the upcoming little videos, these little indentions are also stops. They're on the inside. It's a raised area, and the little slider ball mechanism, which I don't know if you could see real well, is right about there. It cannot go past these points. So we have to replace these rivets that we drilled out. And when I was looking at these things, trying to figure them out, I was trying to figure out what this hole is for. And really, it's a window. If I move it, there you can see there's that rivet that we had to drill out. So my solution, I went to the hardware store and got some, these are 1/4 inch diameter socket cap screws. These are 3/4 of an inch long. What I'll do is I'll just stick them down in there, hold that in place. There you can see the screw coming here. I like to use nylock nuts like this, but you could use a nut. I would definitely recommend using some type of thread locker on there. We just come in here, we got that window on this side that we can stick our Allen key tool in there and just tighten them down. And so we basically replaced those rivets, and now the little roller ball can't go past the head of this bolt. So I'm going to do the same thing on this end. There's also a large hole. It's basically a big window. You can see straight through there. That's the hole that we need to fill up. Same thing, just put another 1/4 inch socket cap screw in there, tighten it down, and this piece is ready to go. It's ready to be bolted back on the seat and try it out in the truck. So anyway, I'm going to post up some footage of me disassembling the track system off the bucket seats, and you can kind of see how I did it. I was learning as I went. I didn't know how to do it, so I was trying to figure it out as I went. So just hang out. We'll show you that footage, and then we'll continue on with this project.